Hello students, we are going to see about the app development course. The course code is CCS332. So the prerequisites of this course is the basic programming skills and knowledge of web technologies, that is your HTML, CSS and JavaScript, and you have to be very familiar with the mobile platforms Android or iOS and the object oriented programming concepts. So the first unit is the fundamentals of mobile and web application development. Here we'll be seeing about the basics of web application development as well as the mobile application development and what is a native app, its advantages and disadvantages, similarly for the hybrid app, and what is a cross-platform application, and what is a progressive web applications, and how you could develop your responsive web designs. So all the basic fundamentals requirement has been covered in this unit. The course outcome is explain the fundamentals for developing web and mobile applications using your native and cross platforms applications. That is, it is of understanding level. So we'll be learning about the basic fundamentals of web and mobile applications and how to develop it. So initially we'll be focusing on basics of web and mobile application development. So web development refers to the creating, building and maintaining of websites. So this includes your web designing, publishing, programming and the database management as well, because the back end of the website is your maintained by the database management systems. So this application works only with the help of the internet and it is said to be as websites. Next, here they have classified into two types. That is, first one is your front end development and the second is your back end development. So initially we'll move on with the front end development. So as it is represented, the front end development is the face of the web, whereas the website, the user can interact directly with the web pages. He or she could give the input and retrieve the output. So it is visible to the user. It involves designing the structure, layout and the behavior of the website. So and it is commonly referred to as a client side of the applications, where the client can communicate directly with the applications. So this is your front end developmental languages, that is your HTML, CSS, JavaScript, whereas your JavaScript has JS libraries, framework, TypeScripts, ES6. Similarly, your CSS has its frameworks, preprocessors. So we'll be seeing all these things in the later chapters. So front end technologies, we'll see the basics of these languages. HTML, whereas your HTML stands for hypertext markup language, it is used to design the front end portions of the web pages using the markup languages. This gives the structure of the web pages, that is your website, that is the skeleton of a website. Next is your CSS. CSS is referred as cascading style sheets and it is simply designing language that is used to make the web pages presentable. So it is used to style our websites. Next is your JavaScripts. This is one of the scripting languages which is used to provide a dynamic behavior of a website wherever the web pages like it requires changes, that is to change over a period of time, it gets updated with the data, so that you have to, that is said to be as dynamic behavior. So that is being enabled by the JavaScript. Next is your Bootstrap. Bootstrap is one of the free and open source tool collections which is used for creating a responsive websites and web applications. Here CSS is a framework is also used for developing a responsive mobile first websites. So nowadays all the websites are running in the browsers, that is your Chrome, Firefox, IE, for all sizes of the screens, that is your mobile phones, desktop, laptops, tablets, phablets, everything. So the applications which is created for the desktop is also developed for your minimum size, that is your Android phones also. So here you have Bootstrap 4, Bootstrap 5, all these are the languages which is used to give the structure of the websites, that is the front end page where the client can directly interact with the applications. So these are the frameworks: React.js, Angular, Vue.js. So React.js, it is used for building the dynamic and component based user interfaces, whereas your Angular is a single page applications. It includes a two-way data binding and dependency injections, whereas Vue.js, it is flexible and it is used for both simple as well as complex user interfaces. Next, we'll see about the backend development. As it is mentioned, this is the one which act as a backbone of the web pages. This is the server side of the website, where it is used to store the data. That is, when a user interacts or gives any data to be stored in the web pages, it will be stored in the a database. So it is a part of the website where the user cannot see anything which is happening at the back end. He or she can only interact with the front end, and he could give the input as well as only retrieve the output, but he or she must not be able to see what is happening at the back end. So this portion of software does not come in direct contact with the users. So it is especially store it is used to store and arrange the data. So this is the flowchart of your backend, your PHP, Node.js, Python, Ruby, Java, Golang, C Sharp, storage. Your storage mainly it is of relational database and no SQL databases. It is PostgreSQL, MariaDB, MySQL, whereas MongoDB is used currently. Next is your server side programming languages and frameworks. We'll see what is the basics. PHP, it is a server side scripting languages which is designed specifically for web development, whereas Java, it is very user friendly and it is highly scalable used programming languages, and also in operability. Python is a programming language that let us work quickly and integrate the systems more efficiently when compared with the other programming languages. The next is your Node.js. It is an open source and cross-platform runtime environment for executing the JavaScript code outside a browser. Ruby is a dynamic, reflective, object-oriented, general-purpose programming languages, whereas C Sharp, it is a high-level language, general-purpose programming language developed by the Microsoft. Next is your mobile apps are majorly developed for three operating systems. The first one is Android, iOS, and third is your Windows, and it is developed in three different ways. First, party native app development. Second is your progressive web application, and third is the cross platform applications. We'll see one by one. First, we'll move on with the first party native app development. So first party native app development, it runs in the native devices and it is specifically developed only for that particular purpose. It may not be incorporated for any other purpose. So once it is developed for a specific application, only that application could be only the requirements of that application will be satisfied. It cannot be used for any other applications. So these apps are developed for Android and are normally coded using Java or Kotlin languages. It provides all features that are required for the app developed for iOS and generally coded in Swift languages or Objective-C. So the IDE suggested for iOS app development is Xcode. Let us discuss an example for the first party native applications. Here we'll discuss about a retail company, that is, it wants to improve the in-store shopping experience for its customer. So it is developing an application for the retail shop. So the features what all been incorporated is that the first thing, the browse to browse the store's inventory and product information. The user can create a shopping list. He or she could scan the barcodes to view the product information and the reviews suggested by the other clients or the customers. Locate the items in the store using an interactive map. Pay for the items directly through the app without having to wait in line at the register. The app is only available to the company's customer and can only be used by their physical stores. It cannot be given to any other applications or any other purpose. So once it has been developed for this inventory management and point of scale. So the main advantage of this application is that it increases the sales and it gains the insight for the customer's behavior, where he or she could buy the products through the applications. And it also it is also helps to develop with a specific platform, iOS or the Android, and take full advantage of the device capabilities and the features. So this is the first party applications. The basic thing is that it could not be used for any other applications. It could be used only for the particular purpose which has been it has been developed for that applications. The next is the progressive web applications. The progressive web application are essential a website which runs locally on your devices. Like whenever if you are in offline mode, you could store the you could store the data in your mobile or the device in which you have been using, and during the offline time you could make use of those data. So the technologies used are Microsoft Blazor, React, Angular JS, Native Script, and Iconic. So this is used for web development purpose. The app's UI is developed in the same way as developed while developing the websites. Here, let us start with the advantages. Here, let us discuss an example first. A news website wants to provide its user with a better mobile experiences. They develop a progressive web app that it allows the users to access the website offline by storing the content on the user's devices. As previously I mentioned, even when you are in the offline mode, you could able to access those content by storing in your local devices. It sends a push notifications to users to alert them of breaking news. Any new updates of the news, it could send as a push notifications, a small messages. It can be installed on the user's home screen like a native app. That is, for example, whenever you consider your website, you have a right corner, there is a tool where it asks for installing as an app. Once if you click install the application, it starts to install the applications. We'll see this in the later. Next, provides a fast and smooth browsing experiences and has a responsive design that adapts to different screen sizes. The user can access PWA by visiting the website on their mobile browsers. They are prompted to install a PWA on their home screen, which allows them to access the website offline and receive the push notifications. So this website is the first party website, but it has a progressive web app where it could be accessed through a web browser as well as through the app. You can be used in both the things. For example, whenever there is a notifications, if you click that, either for, that notification is from a web Facebook. If you click that, either you could use your app to open it or a web browser to open that particular message. So these are the examples of your progressive web applications. So it allows the users to access the content offline and have fast and smooth experience. Now we'll see about the third and the last application, that is your cross platform applications. There are certain applications where you store in your app store, and for example, whenever we consider an Apple and app stores as well as your normal Android phones, the applications which has been developed on both cannot be interchanged. So that you say that is not very user friendly. Whereas your cross platform application, it helps your native applications to access in some other iOS or Androids, but with the same code basis. So any app which is developed in one Android technology, it could be accessed by other technologies. So these apps run on both Android as well as in iOS. So normally the development speed of these apps are very fast and maintenance cost is low. The performance speed is comparatively low to the first party native apps, but faster than your progressive web applications. So here there is an example. A project management company wants to create a project management tool that can be used by teams on different platforms. So there is a project company where they work on different platforms and they want to communicate to each other. So there is an application developed for it. It can be used on Windows, Mac, iOS, and Android devices. Allows the user to create and assign the tasks, set the deadlines, and track the progress of each projects and the status of it. It integrates with the popular tools such as Google Calendar and the Trello. and as a user-friendly interfaces that works seamlessly across all the platforms. The applications can be downloaded from the company's website or from different app stores such as your App Store, Google Play Stores, Microsoft and Mac app stores, depending on the platform. The maximum applications will not be supported by the apps which is supported by the App Store will not be supported by the Google Play Store. But when you incorporate with the cross platform applications, it could be accessible by all the users. So this is one of the example we have discussed here. So this example finally illustrates that the company developed a project management tool which is used by the team on different platforms, that is your Windows, Mac, iOS and Android. So the projects which has been carry forwarded in all these platforms can be tracked, can be set the deadline and can be checked for the periodic progress of the project. It will be communicating all the team members of different platforms. So it is a collaborate to collaborate and manage a project seamlessly regardless of the platforms what they use. So this is all about your basics of web pages and mobile app development.